Yesterday was Honey's Gotcha Day. Celebrating 1 year since we got her from the SPCA and took her into our home. And so far, she's been a good little addition.
Oh yeah, she has.
She's a brat though.
She is a brat. She's a husky.
She's a husky. Huskies, if you don't know, are generally high energy brats. They don't like to listen. They're good dogs, so don't get me wrong.
They have good personality, put it that way.
Oh, they have personality, all right. That's for sure.
Honey, come here. Mwah.
Okay, I balanced the camera just like precariously in the tree, so if it falls, I'm sorry. But we're just out here, just having a walk. Just having a good time. It's snowing, it's a nice day. We thought we'd go out, just have some time with the dogs. But I wanted to show you guys today a little bit more of our homestead. Rather than just being like, hey, this is our tiny home, I want to show you some more of like our tiny homestead as well, like our chickens and some of the stuff that we do to be a little more self-sufficient against the traditional means of just a regular house, if that makes sense. So we're gonna do that. So I think this conversation actually warrants the definition of a homestead. There was actually the Homestead Act of, I think it's 1862. If I'm correct? And that was usually parcels of land, large parcels of land given out in approximately 160 acres, I think, to 80 acres, somewhere in that vicinity. And it was meant to create farms in North America. Now that word homestead has taken on much different meaning nowadays, and you can have small homesteads in your backyard, basically creating mini farms, mini urban farms, whatever you say, but it's a mini farm. Our tiny home is certainly a mini farm. We don't have a lot, we don't hay, we don't have cattle, but we do have our 8 chickens. So our chickens have this 4x8 coop over there and this approximately 12 by 12 foot run. It's perfect size for these guys. But this being our first year with chickens, we realized we want to give them much more space. So in the spring, we're going to be building much more of a bigger coop and run for them. We're going to get more chickens. We're going to have a space for them that's much better than what we currently have. Don't get me wrong, this is still a great setup for them, but we just want to provide better. And I think that's a big thing about homesteading, is making sure you know where your food product is coming from. Making sure that your animals, for example, are treated decently. Rather than being crammed into these massive farmhouses with thousands of chickens who never see the light of day. Our chickens do get free run outside. They do have a cool run. They do have a fantastic life, and they're loving it. So this is Butters. Butters is a, what is she again? Cream-crested leg bar? That's what you are, hey? She's a cream-crested leg bar, which means she actually lays blue eggs. She's only laid about 5 eggs so far earlier this winter, and then she stopped because of all the cold. She's conserving all her energy. And then in the spring, she'll start laying a bit more when the weather warms up. All of our chickens are egg-laying chickens. Here, I'll let you down. There you go. So all of our chickens are egg-laying chickens. We don't do any meat producing. We could. Some of our birds are dual purpose, like Blue over here. She's a dual purpose bird, which means she lays eggs and would be good meat source. But we're kind of taking care of our animals almost as if they're a pet. So I don't think we'll ever consume any of our birds, just strictly egg-laying. So by definition, this is certainly not a homestead, but in the modernized version, it certainly is. I think Bo might have laid an egg. She was in the egg box when we got home, which she still is. You laying for us, Bo? Yeah, you keep doing your thing. We'll give her some privacy. Now, unfortunately, due to all the tree cover we have, because that is south, we don't get a whole lot of direct sunlight onto where we're parked. So we have some planters where we can grow some herbs and stuff in the spring and summer, but we don't have the opportunity really for a fantastically large garden. But it doesn't stop us from trying. We do have another spot on the other side of our tiny home where we have it plowed out a little bit, soil turned up, where we've planted pumpkins in the past. I think this year we might try for a few more things like zucchini and stuff. These are the sort of things you can do when you have just a little bit of area to plant. Even if you have just an apartment If you have a window, you can have some planters on that windowsill. You can grow fresh chives. Basil is a fantastic one. I love cooking with basil on fresh pizza. So homesteading is all about what you make of it and how you can provide for yourself outside of this massive narrative of grocery stores, mass-produced things with pesticides and all these hormones in the food. It's completely natural and done by your own hand. So here we are with a loaf of sourdough sandwich bread. It's my first time ever making this. I kind of found this, I did some digging and found this recipe online, and now it's time to fire this up. So according to my recipe, I need it to go at 400 for 40 minutes. But I need to warm the oven up first, cover this, and we're gonna have bread. So I'm gonna do a little time lapse thing, and we're gonna end up with the end result right now. That is fantastic. Okay, it's a little dark on the underside. I don't know if I can adjust that, maybe turn the temperature down. I'll have to look into that. Whew, but check this out. Doesn't that look good? We now have to let it rest for like 20 minutes before we can cut into it. So again, we're gonna do a little elapsing of time right now. I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, the loaf is a bit small. I'd love to make it a little bit bigger, but I'll figure that out eventually. But look at that. Oh man. Are you excited for bread?
I am. That looks dang good.
I think Ripley wants some bread. Ripley, do you want some bread? Do you want some bread? What do you think?
Try
Processing.
I think I like this better than the other one.
That's good. The bottom is still a little bit dark, so I gotta figure that issue out. It's difficult in our oven. I think the camera's sagging slowly. It is, it totally is. Our oven is a gas oven, so we got those flames hitting the bottom pretty good. This is why we love having our little mini homestead. And it doesn't take a lot to do homesteading or homesteading practices. Making bread, you're homesteading. You want to roast your own coffee beans, put a little jar on the window and regrow some green onions you got at the grocery store. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to do those little things in your life. Not only is it better for you, save your money, but it feels dang good when you do it.
Yeah.
You're accomplishing something.
Well, I mean, you can't get fresh, baked, warm bread from the grocery store,
Nope,
right?
you can't. So, anyways, we're gonna go enjoy bread, because bread. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later. Cheers.